Hello everyone, welcome to Comic Mations 2. I'm your host Danny Mosier, and welcome to this episode of all the Easter eggs, secrets, and references. So if you subscribe to our main channel, you may have seen our video Adventure Through Time, and it's already done pretty successful. It's already gotten 30 views within the past day. So the movie has tons of Easter eggs, references, and also movies, songs, but I bet you didn't see all of them. Today, I'll be explaining all the Easter eggs, secrets, and references in Comic Mations Adventure Through Time. Now there will be a lot of spoilers in the video, so I'll warn you before I spoil anything big. Now, let's begin. Spoiler alert. One of the Easter eggs you might have noticed is that there's a Back to the Future reference in Adventure Through Time. And you guessed it, it's about time travel. There's plenty of references in here of that, and unfortunately, due to copyright, we won't show the references today and will instead do them in a separate video. So stay tuned for that. Nice on this picnic.
I can't believe it's been 33 years since the UT Tower was struck by lightning.
What Raven just said is immediately a reference to Back to the Future. In that movie, the clock tower in Hill Valley, California was struck by lightning and it never got fixed, just like the UT Tower. Our time machine, Time Adventure 3000, was actually modeled after the Avengers time machine from Avengers Endgame, as you can see. All possible because of this thing called the flux capacitor. What's a flux capacitor, you ask? It's this thing right here, which is from the DeLorean in Back to the Future. It's basically the thing that makes time travel possible. We put that thing in our time machine too, and it looks a lot like each other. Also, the suits we're wearing, our time travel suits, were modeled after the time travel suits in Avengers Endgame. Now this one's a cool Easter egg. In the scene where the group escapes the farm, look closely. One of the trees is knocked down. Here's what I mean. At the beginning of the movie, Anya's neighborhood says Twin Chestnut Estates. And yes, those trees are chestnut trees. Because one of the trees were knocked down, this changed history, believe it or not. When the group gets back, look closely at the sign. Instead of Twin Chestnut Estates, it says Lone Chestnut Estates, which was the same way in Back to the Future. After the group makes it in Austin, Texas, and finds a diner, look closely at these people. They're actually Martin McFly and Jennifer Parker from Back to the Future. The house that Anya woke up in after she got run over by her grandmother's car, there's more Easter eggs. This poster behind her is the poster of the DeLorean from Back to the Future, and 3 are the number of movies they've made in the trilogy, 102, 115. This is a reference to Back to the Future 2, and the date of time travel to in that movie was October 21st, 2015. Now this one's a little bit hard to see because the letters are pretty small. 55 to 85, 85 to 15, 15 to 85, 85 to 55, 55 to 85. These are actually the numbers of the year destinations they went to in Back to the Future. 1955 to 1985, 1985 to 2015, 2015 to 1985, 1985 to 1955, 1955 to 1885. This scene right here, Marlene, has more Easter eggs. This girl is the girl Ginny from the Disney movie Oliver and Company. And this girl up top is Princess Ariel. Speaking of Oliver and Company, in this movie, there was actually going to be a deleted scene where we saw Oliver and Company in the theaters. But we actually got rid of that because we thought we might get done for copyright and we don't really want to do that. However, we kept Oliver and Company in as this picture as a memory to that deleted scene. Over here, there's also some Easter eggs. These are names of real people. There's Billy Idol, Michael Jackson, Jerry Seinfeld, and Robin Williams. And you might ask, who's this Joan Grande person? Well, Joan Grande, named after the famous singer Ariana Grande, was again part of a deleted scene. She was supposed to be a spy, where she was trying to find out who we really were. She really wanted to travel to the past or future to see what it was like. But we deleted that because we thought it might be a little bit boring and long. However, we kept her name in here, and she made an appearance later on during the Tuesday Night Live dance, but this time we actually see her face. These two things behind Marlene and Sarah are both Easter eggs. This one is an Easter egg to Star Wars, and it says Leia Luke with an X-Wing and the Death Star. It's also a bit of an Easter egg to one of our videos. It's called Space Adventure, and you guessed it, it's about Star Wars. And this one, I like music, both country and western. This reference to the famous quote from the Blues Brothers.
What kind of music do you usually have here?
Oh, we got both kinds. We got country and western.
Before Anya gets run over by Marlene, this address behind Andy isn't just any random address. It's actually an address by where Comic Mations is located in real life. Now, we won't give you our exact address because that's personal, but we can say this: it's in Austin, Texas, and it's close to this address. The group's rental house right here is a treasure chest full of Easter eggs. The address on here is 237, which is the very creepy room number from the horror movie The Shining. Not only that, but the carpet on here is the same exact carpet from The Shining. Behind Anya is Pac-Man and Space Invaders. Behind it is some more Easter eggs. This one is again referencing the Billy Idol with the song Eyes Without a Face, that's what the UF stands for. Jim Carrey in his movie Earth Girls Are Easy, released in 1988. This thing on top of Eve is referencing to a movie called Bill and Ted that's once again about time travel. And this Rufus person is the person that basically made them time travel. Something we accidentally messed up is when Andy says suits. So, this is interesting. Originally, our time travel thing was meant to be a thing where we time travel into the machine and we just come out as our suits, much like the Avengers Endgame time travel. But we decided to change it, instead do it more like Back to the Future. Which is why when we first come to 88, the machine is not there. Over here is another Easter egg. The clock behind Andy says 10:04 p.m., but it doesn't really say that because maybe it's a mistake. But 10:04 p.m. was the time of day in Back to the Future that the Hillvary clock tower was struck by lightning, and it never got fixed. These posters behind Anya are all Easter eggs. We have Steve Martin, Michael J. Fox, GBC for The Breakfast Club, and FBDO for Ferris Bueller's Day Off. With Andy and Riley here are more Easter eggs. This one is an Easter egg to 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is the ASO stands for, and was released in 1968. And if you turn this thing to the side, it says Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia, who sadly died in 2016 from a heart attack. Rest in peace.
Lived in Riker Woods. Mom's address was 3308 Beverly Road.
That address is once again near where Comic Mations is located in real life. And again, we won't give our exact address, but it is in Riker Woods, like Andy said. Another cool Easter egg is when me and my mom talk to each other at this time.
So now where are we going?
That's not the question. The real question here is, what are we doing? We can do whatever we want.
This is referencing to the famous quote from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
What are we gonna do?
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do.
Don't say we're not going to take the car home.
Speaking of Ferris Bueller, in the scene where me, Anya, Riley, and the rest of the group hang out all over Austin with my parents, there's scenes where it has Easter eggs to Ferris Bueller all over the place. The first one is before the trip really even started. It's when I say,
We're taking a trip here from Chicago, and we just wanted to introduce ourselves.
Chicago's where Ferris Bueller takes place, and it's also a bit of an Easter egg to other 80s movies like The Breakfast Club and The Blues Brothers. We actually left you a little clue during the hangout, as well as some references to a few of those movies. Over here is once again more Easter eggs to Ferris Bueller. This paper behind Anya says, teenager hangs around town while faking sickness with his friends. And it's basically the entire plotline for Ferris Bueller. Not only that, but this car behind her is the same exact car they stole in Ferris Bueller. This place around is called the YMCA, referencing to the song by the Village People, the YMCA, and it even has an Easter egg to the band. At the bottom of the pool that Anya jumped in, the colors at the very bottom are the same colors of Felix the Seahorse from Mermaid Venture, which is one of our own projects. It's also a bit of an Easter egg to a sequel to Mermaid Adventure, and you guessed it, it has Felix the seahorse. On the shirt of Anne's sister Carol is wearing, it says Wally Bees and Billy Joel. Wally Bees is actually an Easter egg to Pixar, and one of their very first shorts is The Adventures of Andre and Wally B. And Billy Joel is referencing to the famous singer Billy Joel. The license plate on their car, 62693, is a bunch of random numbers, right? Nope, it's actually an Easter egg to Ariana Grande, whose birthday is on June 26th, 1993. Originally, while we were in 1988, something that we were going to do actually snapped me away out of existence, much like Marty McFly in this clip right here. Well, we changed that because we know a lot of people really like me, and you would be sad to see me go, even if I didn't actually go. But yeah, we changed that. So, Andy's still here. Glad you're happy. Back at our house, 5 days later, this thing on top is once again another Easter egg to Billy Idol. It's something for a song White Wedding, released in the 1980s. We don't know the exact year. Now this one's pretty cool. It's SW0577. It's an Easter egg to Star Wars, released in May of 1977. The sign over here shows the cast from the famous sitcom Seinfeld. And this thing over here shows part of Andy's skit from Mermaid Adventure. Here's the clip if you haven't seen it yet.
You know, I just realized me and my friend are mermaids, and there might be human in love with my friend because she's beautiful underwater. I think I understand why humans are fascinated with water, because they're always jealous that fish and mermaids can breathe water. They're also hoping to find a way to make them breathe water. They just can't get enough water unless it rains.
What a difference a year makes, huh?
We went to Austin High School, and there was a dance there called the Tuesday Night Live Dance. Just before they got in, their adversary, Dave Macbeth, showed up very pissed off, but eventually beat him.
Hey, thanks so much for taking me out tonight. This was just so lovely.
It sure is. Hey, Dane! What do you think you're doing dating my crush? Dave, I can explain everything. Please. Now you are coming with me, young lady.
No! Let me go! Help! Help!
No one messes with me.
You saved me!
I'd be happy to take you to the dance if you'd like.
I'd love to.
There's plenty of Easter eggs in the Tuesday Night Live dance. This sign over here, Nate Becomes Crazy, is actually reminiscent of an actual YouTuber named Crazy Nate. He kind of makes videos like what we do. He makes Easter egg videos and he does them in like a really cool way, like what I do. So, and Nate, if you're watching this is for you. Hearing Thriller on April 2nd, Thriller of course, is by Michael Jackson. And April 2nd, this is actually based on a life event that actually happened to the director. He actually heard Thriller on April 2nd, 2021. It's kind of crazy that he knows the date. The principal's office behind Andy's is B224. It's actually an Easter egg to the famous Easter egg A113 that you may have seen in so many films, like the Pixar films. Some of the people in this shot at the dance are all Easter eggs. Joan Grande is what we just talked about earlier. This one is Elaine from Seinfeld. George Costanza from Seinfeld, and this one is Marty McFly and Jennifer Parker from Back to the Future. We actually can see them earlier because Marty's truck is parked right outside the school.
Ooh, here it comes, the great moment of my mom and dad.
In this shot is once again more Easter eggs. This door over here says Mrs. Baines, and it's actually the last name of Marty McFly's mom from Back to the Future. And this door right here says 0T20, and it's actually an Easter egg to Comic Mations' birthday, who was made on February 25th, 2000. When the time printer turns on, it makes the same sound the Apple computer makes when it restarts back in 1984. On the train that destroyed their time machine, you might not notice this thing right away because this thing goes way too fast, but if you pause at just the right time, it says MGF plus CW 102685. MGF stands for Michael J. Fox, who played Marty McFly, and Claudia Wells, who played Jennifer Parker, and this one, 102685, is another Easter egg of Back to the Future, which takes place on October 26th. All the posters on Andy's wall are all Easter eggs. This one on the very left is Generous Woman by Narana Gibson, and a parody of Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. And this top one is Space Boy, which is a parody of the Weeknd album Starboy. And this one is a real Easter egg, and it's part of a comic that you probably didn't know about. This is based on a comic that a longtime subscriber of ours named Chip Mosher has made. And he's really proud of the comic, and so we decided to pay tribute to him by putting his comic in our video. And Chip, if you're watching this is for you. Finally, on this MacBook, it says Nintendo and Splashfest. Splashfest is actually a teaser to our next video called Splashfest Fight Against Tartar. And yes, it's made by Nintendo. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a like, share it with a friend, and make sure to subscribe to Comic Mations too, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another one of our videos. You can also follow us on Instagram down below for more extras besides the Easter egg videos, as well as subscribe to our main channel where you can see the actual video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.